So, what will be happening with the website and the anniversary 1, NAS Killer 1, NAS Killer 2, NAS Killer 3? Um, I want to talk about what the plan is and what's going to happen and what you have to look forward, especially to look forward to this week. Um, as you may have seen, I put an announcement out that basically, come hell or high water, I'm putting out the Anniversary 2.0 build guide this week at some point. I don't know when I'm going to be completely done with it. I guess it'll never really be done because it's hard for me to call something finished. I'm just not very good at it. So usually I'll just put it out. It's it has something for almost every solution, but I'm just a perfectionist and I have a hard time finishing things. So that will be coming out this week. Um, Now, the as far as builds go on the website, uh, we had the original anniversary build, the updated 2019 V1, NAS Killer V2. That is not really in line with NAS Killer builds, so that will be gone. The motherboard's not available. NAS Killer 3 is kind of the same thing. That's gone. It will not be available. So we'll be left with the 1.0, the 4.0, and then I'll add the 4.1 expansion at some point. We have the 16 bay DAS expansion, and I will add the 8 bay DAS. So there will be about the same number of guides, but there will be more up to date, more relevant. Um, I mean, this is a good guide and it's well laid out and stuff, but the problem is, and you may have noticed this with our guides, especially the older ones and the ones on the website, there's really only one recommendation uh, for each category. So, like this board was the GA7PSH2, and the problem is that while there were quite a lot of them at the time, they sold out very quickly because the build was very, very popular. So this doesn't really exist anymore unless you're going to pick up one secondhand or if you are going to pay a fortune for it. So the new guide will have many options for that. But this one, there's only one. So you move on to the next section, there's CPUs. Okay, there's always many CPU options. But, RAM, I never really talked much about RAM. And then here's a couple chassis links, that's it. Well, if you look at the new style guide, which is I've been doing on the forums, trying to get people engaged on the forums a little bit. If you check this out here, let's say we go to motherboards. Look at motherboards. Well, they're all the same socket, and that's the one thing that I do with guides is I stick to one socket per guide, so that's not going to change. But you look at these and you say, okay, well, there's a lot of motherboards here, and you can see, which ones are popular, or there's just a lot, and pretty much these will be in stock, and you'll be able to find one or at least one that you're looking for. So I like doing this where there's a ton of options and outlining the CPU options and basically the same thing for every section. There's just things that you can think about, prices that you can compare, features that you can compare, giving you the tools, at least the basic tools to compare just right here, right in front of your face. So we're going to do, again, the same thing with the Anniversary 2, but it will just be a little bit less restricted, well, a lot less restricted, and then hopefully it will give it better longevity and have a little bit more staying power on the website, especially. So this will be going away. I probably won't delete the page. I'll just hide it or something like that, and then archive it. It'll go into the archive section or the legacy builds in here. We go down, here we have the NASCAR 1, NASCAR 2, 3. These, I'm not sure what I'm going to do with these, but I'm thinking that I'll break it down into socket sections. So like this is a 1155 socket build, and that will go into a LGA 1155 section. So if we do other build guides in that section, in that socket, it'll go in there. But I'm not sure about that. I might just keep it the way it is. But most of the things I'm going to start to file back into this legacy section, where people can look at them and use them for reference and things like that. But also note that, if you go into one of these, it's one motherboard recommendation with one CPU option, one set of RAM, things like that. So it's a little bit different than what we're doing now, and we try to evolve and keep with the times and figure out what people need. So just something to consider as you're looking at the newer guides. And I know people have been reaching out about the older ones. They're saying, oh, well, the NASKiller 2 is not available anymore. Well, you're right. So why is it on the site? It's just a guide anyway, but you can't really get the parts for it. So I need to at least archive it and then put some newer stuff, more available stuff up there. As far as the Anniversary 2, it's here. Right now it's in the Patreon section. So if you click on upcoming builds, if you're a patron, it's here. But like I said, it's releasing this week. So there's no reason to become a patron if you are looking for it. Just wait a couple days. I don't need your donation. If you would like to donate, I appreciate it a ton. But don't feel like, oh man, I gotta get this right now. Like, I promise, it's coming out in full. Everything that the patrons have already seen will be out in full. I will always put out donator exclusive material to the public in full eventually. It might take me some time. I like getting more of a private feedback and giving people early access to what's going on, and doing things on a smaller scale and then just releasing public, because then once I know it goes public, there's just maybe one or two like little spelling issues or something like that someone can say like, hey, that's messed up or whatever, but there's no like huge issues or anything that I really need to worry about, especially because we have such a large community. So I really do appreciate the donators for giving me feedback on what the community is looking for on the parts lists and things like that. So thank you guys for doing that. Of course, thank you for donating and supporting the channel, supporting the Discord, supporting the forum, everything like that. So again, that's coming out this week. You can see that there is a NASKiller 5 in here. Okay, that is not a huge deal. Don't worry about that. It's not going to be a huge upgrade from the NASKiller 4. That does exist. That will probably follow shortly after. I don't think that's going to be too hard of a guide to do, especially with the style of the NASKiller 4 already done. But that will be coming soon as well. As far as other Patreon, other patron news, I have been putting out more videos. I've been trying to release them a day or two early to patrons. It's hard for me to do until I start creating a backlog of topics and start creating like say I have like 3 or 4 videos stacked up where I don't ever release more than one a day. That's my rule now. I'm not releasing more than one a day. So I will be releasing them to donators early, and then the other thing that I want to do is make all of the YouTube videos that release to donators completely ad-free, because I know that's a thing with YouTube Premium. You don't get ads and stuff like that, but I don't really run a whole lot of ads on my videos anyway. But I know there's maybe like one pre-roll and one mid-roll, especially in the longer ones. So I do want to make sure that when I put a video out to patrons, even if it's a $2 tier, I don't care. It's gonna go out to patrons. It's gonna be completely ad-free, and then I'll enable monetization after that when the video goes live. So that's something new. I'll make sure to update all of the tiers here to reflect that. But I try to give just give back where I can, and I really do. Like I said, I appreciate everyone that donates. So yeah, like this video here, the one you PF sent, that was out a day early, and it's not a huge deal, but it's kind of nice, I guess. So anyway, that's really all I have to say about the Anniversary 2. I'll do an intro video and talk about that guide when that comes out. I will probably film that, if not today or maybe tomorrow, and we can go from there with that guide. Expect the changes in the website. Those will probably happen after the Anniversary 2 releases, and yeah, I think that's about it. I'm going to call it for this video. If you have any questions, as always, please ask. Send me an email. I have my email contact in my YouTube. You can just send it to contact@serverbuilds.net, and I will do my best to get back to you. I suppose the one last thing I want to say, if you've sent me a Reddit message and I haven't gotten back to you, I'm so sorry. It is very hard for me to track Reddit messages sometimes, because if I read them, they like disappear into the aether. So it's kind of hard for me to go back. So usually once a month or once or twice a month, I'll just go through and send a message back to anyone that I haven't yet replied to and be like, hey, do you still need anything? Is there anything I can do for you? Can you email me instead? I'll try my best to get back to you. Same with Discord. If you send me a message directly on Discord and I haven't gotten back to you, I promise I'm not trying to ignore you. Just message me again and say like, hey, I still need help or something like that, and I'll do my best to get back to you, because again, if I read it, it just goes unread, and then I don't have a notification anymore, and then 30 other people message me, and then it just gets bumped down the list, so I have to go back through and like look through all of them and say like, okay, did I respond to this one or whatever. So don't feel bad, don't feel like you're pestering me or anything like that. So yeah, so just contact me if you need anything. I'll do my best to help you out one way or another. And thanks for watching the video, and I'll talk to you guys very soon.